What's going on, baseball fans? Jeremy Laracuente here for the Baseball Banter Broadcast. And on this broadcast, we are continuing our series looking at an early observation for each team in Major League Baseball. Today, the team we're discussing is the Baltimore Orioles. Now, we have a corresponding article up on LaracuenteLedger.com. Links are in the show notes below. But essentially, the early observation that I have is about the top rookie for the Baltimore Orioles, Gunnar Henderson. And I think that he's going to be just fine. I think that when you look at some of the early season struggles that he's had thus far, this is a player that is coming into a new situation in the major leagues and really trying to secure his footing, trying to make a good impression, and in my opinion, just trying to do a little too much. Now, that being said, when we put the article together a few days ago, he was starting to have a bit of a change in his production and an uptick in that production. So he was in the midst of a stretch where he went 7 for 22, a 318 average with 3 runs scored, a walk, and an RBI. And when you look at his ability, even through the struggles throughout the first part of the season, he was still getting on base. He had an OPS, an on base, or at OBP, an on base percentage of 342 at the time of the writing of the article that coincided with this video. And the simple fact is that there's a history for the Baltimore Orioles of players kind of starting off a little bit slower and then really finding their footing. There was an article in The Athletic, and in that article, they spoke to 3 well-known Orioles, 2 former players, and a current player who came up with the organization and really found themselves in a situation where they struggled early and then started to pick it up. They spoke to Cal Ripken Jr., Nick Markakis, and Ryan Mountcastle. And in the article in The Athletic, through 82 plate appearances in 1982 for Cal Ripken, he had a slash line of 165, 185, and 304. Had 2 home runs. Nick Markakis, through 84 appearances in 26 games, had a slash line of 184, 262, and 303 with 2 home runs. And Ryan Mountcastle, through 96 plate appearances in 25 games, had a slash line of 198, 229, 286 with just 1 home run. So having Gunnar Henderson kind of amongst this class of Orioles, you understand that there is a bit of a change. There's a difference between playing in AAA, where Gunnar Henderson had a tremendous time. Gunnar Henderson would get promoted to the Orioles last August, but prior to that, in Double and AAA, he would have a combined 297 batting average, a 946 OPS, with 19 home runs through those 2 levels of the minor leagues before being called up to kind of help a little bit last season. So when you look at what this player's track record is, you know that he's going to be capable of doing great things in the major leagues, in my opinion. So I think that there's going to be obviously a learning curve. There's going to be an opportunity for him as he is secured in that third base job right now. And you know this is going to be a player, based on the track record, that is going to be able to do it at the major league level. One of the other things that really stood out to me is that this is a player that continues to grind and continues to work. So while he's facing the adversity now early on, he's facing the struggles, we know that this is a guy, based on this track record and the way that they're being able to push him in Baltimore to be able to give him those opportunities, he is going to be able to deliver. And I think that long term, this is going to be a player that absolutely, without a doubt, in my opinion, is going to have a very, very good Major League Baseball career. So Orioles fans, don't worry, don't panic. Gunnar Henderson is going to be just fine. But I want to hear from you. Let me know, Orioles fans, what are your thoughts, your early observations on your team? Let me know that down in the comments, or find me over on Twitter at banter_baseball, and we can keep the conversation rolling. As always, we have more from our other social media outlets on Instagram and TikTok, in which you can follow us at Baseball Banter Broadcast. Again, a corresponding article up is on LaracuenteLedger.com for this particular installment, and we have our merchandise shop, BaseballBanterBroadcast.com, in which you can use any one of the number of promo codes we have on the site to be able to save on repping the channel. And when it comes to repping the channel, there's no better way to do it then here on YouTube by hitting the subscribe button and the bell for post notifications. Most of our audience isn't yet subscribed, so we're definitely continuing to try to build this baseball community, and by hitting that subscribe button, you help us continue to do so. So keep it locked in, and on the next broadcast, we will continue to banter about baseball. Peace.